I just want to check that I can be heard. Please let me know that I can be heard. Yes, can I be heard? Anirudh, can I be heard? Abhinav? Okay, great. So today we are going to start with what is called the Global Hunger Index. I know that you were put to a lot of inconvenience yesterday because the camera was a little lopsided. You couldn't see the board. I want to apologize. I'm still struggling to come to terms with this virtual learning. You'll have to be a part of my journey while I learn. I have repeated each and every concept, so those people who've not been able to hear or couldn't see the board would have heard me, and I don't think that we should waste more time on that. So yesterday when we finished the class, we were talking about the Sustainable Developmental Goals, and we talked about SHAF's report, which has come out on June 14, 2021. We'll be going back to that report, but we want to concentrate today on what is called the SDG 2, which was no hunger. So the first was no poverty and the second was no hunger. So there is a concept called the Global Hunger Index. This Global Hunger Index has come into its 15th edition with the Global Hunger Index, which is the GHI, for the year 2020. For the year 2020, it is the 15th edition. Now, it started off in 2006, and these parameters are like the ones which have been found out by two NGOs. One is considered the what is called the Concern Worldwide of Ireland. I'll write it for you. The Concern Worldwide for Ireland. Is the light better now? So I was telling you that the parameters for the Global Hunger Index came out in 2020, and since 2006, this is the 15th edition, there are two NGOs which are involved in it. One is called the Concern Worldwide of Ireland. One is called the Concern Worldwide of Ireland. This NGO is from Ireland. The second one is called and this one, please see the spelling, because Concern Worldwide of Ireland is not the difficult one. The difficult one is called the WELT, W-E-L-T, WELT Hunger High, H-I-L-F-E. So it is the Welt Hunger Hilfe. This is E. It is called the Welt Hunger Hilfe, which is an NGO working in the area of hunger from Germany. So these two organizations together come up with what is called the GHI, the Global Hunger Index. It is estimated that as on date, 690 million people, I repeat, 690 million people are suffering from either less calorie intake, so that means that they are either undernourished or there is an element of malnutrition. So when we talk about the parameters for Global Hunger Index, these are the two indices which will be taking in account. Now, the World Hunger Day is celebrated on the 16th of October. And when we talk about India, I will be telling you that from the 16th of October 2017, we have launched various hunger programs to control or to reach the SDG goal of no hunger. Having said that, let us go into the details of the Global Hunger Index. Global Hunger Index is a comprehensive term which includes both less calorie intake for children below the age of 5 as well as malnutrition. कैलोरी इनटेक मतलब जो पूरा उनका रिक्वायरमेंट है वो भी कम है, और उसी के साथ साथ जो न्यूट्रिशन उन्हें चाहिए, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आयरन और जिंक, और we say that kids should have large amount of calcium. When all these are deficient in the diet, we call it as malnutrition. So global hunger index, and this is a part of your prelims question. It will come as who are the organizations involved in the global hunger index, which edition is 2020, so it will be the 15th edition. If by the time you give your exams, if the 16th edition comes, we will be updating you about it. But as of now, it is the 15th edition and it is of 2020. And there are two NGOs which are involved in it. One is your Concerned Worldwide Ireland, and the second is your Welt Hunger Hilfe. Welt Hunger Hilfe, an NGO from Germany, which have all this while been collecting data for assessing how much of hunger exists worldwide. So आपके जितने भी zero hunger programs हैं, all zero hunger programs are being done both at the country level, at the regional level, and at the world level. And when we are doing it at the world level, the same is being done under the tutelage of the World Food Programme. And the World Food Programme has won the Peace Prize in 2020. And that is why all these statistics together make it an important question for your prelims. Now, as I said, the indices for hunger are both undernourishment as well as less calorie intake. So there is a question, an element of both undernutrition and malnutrition. So we are going to talk about undernutrition and we are going to talk about malnutrition. Okay, so undernutrition happens when the calorie intake is insufficient. I repeat, the calorie intake is insufficient. Calorie intake is insufficient. When the calorie intake is insufficient, it is called undernutrition, and when it is malnutrition, now this you can take as A, because ये अपने में एक कैटेगरी. अगर मान लीजिए कि बच्चे की रिक्वायरमेंट का कैलोरी इंटेक एक बच्चे की is about 1200 कैलोरीज और 1500 कैलोरीज पर डे, और उसको उससे बहुत कम कैलोरी इंटेक मिलती है, मतलब 700 या 800 कैलोरी इंटेक मिलती है, then it is a condition of undernutrition. Now what is the condition of malnutrition? अब malnutrition में आपकी कैटेगरीज है. One is called child stunting. One is called child stunting. Child stunting is when a child up to the age of 5 has a lesser height than he should for children of his age, of his or her age. जब किसी बच्चे की हाइट उसकी उम्र के हिसाब से कम होती है तो हम उसको स्टंटिंग कहते हैं. Then there is another concept which is called, ये सब malnutrition की categories है. So we will say that this is 1 and then this is 2. First is child stunting, the second is child wasting. अब child wasting क्या है? When the weight of the child is insufficient in terms of its height up to the age of 5. Wasting is when the child's weight or the child is underweight as compared to its height and age. When the child is underweight as compared to their height or to their weight, they are said to be underweight. This is up to the age of 5. Then the third, which is your child mortality rate. The child mortality rate. How many kids die before the age of 5? That is your child mortality rate. तो ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स आपकी दो इंडेक्सेस देखता है. एक आपका देखता है कैलोरी इंटेक जिसको वो कहते हैं अंडर न्यूट्रिशन, और एक जो होता है मैल न्यूट्रिशन और मैल न्यूट्रिशन के अंडर आपके पास आता है द चाइल्ड स्टंटिंग, हाइट इज लेस देन फॉर इट्स एज, चाइल्ड वेस्टिंग, weight is less than for its height, or the child is underweight, and child mortality, how many kids die before the age of 5. अब इनके हिसाब से ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स is categorized as, अब जो आपका GHI है इसकी जो इंडेक्स है वो क्या कहती है? इसकी इंडेक्स कहती है that up to or less than 9.9 is moderate hunger. Up to 9.9 or less than 9.9 is low hunger. Low hunger. Okay? Up to equal to 9.9 or less than 9.9 is your low hunger. Then 10 to 19.9 is your moderate hunger. Moderate hunger. तो ये आपका लो हंगर हो गया, ये आपका मॉडरेट हंगर हो गया, और फिर आपका 20 से लेके 34.9 तक सीरियस हंगर है. And then from 35 to 49.9 is what is called alarming hunger. So less than 9.9 we have what is called low hunger, 10 to 19.9 is moderate hunger, 20 to 34.9 is serious hunger, and 35 to 49.9 is alarming hunger. When they will ask you what are the indices for the following countries in terms of the GHI, and at that point of time, in that short period, you should be aware about this. So we start with low and we go up to alarming and we finish at 49.9. तो बच्चों लोग सबको अच्छे से याद कर लीजिए कि आप 0 से स्टार्ट करते हैं. 0 means no hunger and 100 means, I mean 100, I don't think anybody can survive. So they're finishing off at 49.9. So from 0 to 50, this is the spread. So you go from low, from 0 to 10 कह लो तुम लोग, तो that will be easier for you, but it is all in points, the actual scale. But for learning purposes, 0 to 10 is low, 10 to 20 is moderate, 20 to 34 I think, 20 to 34 is serious, and then 35 to 49.5 is alarming. This is your scale or your index. Okay, now after this, they say that the GHI concern says that the entire GHI for the world is at 18.2, which is moderate. Okay, I repeat, according to the 2020 indice, the world hunger index stands at 18.2, which is moderate. Now, what is the condition as a whole? This is good because in 2000, when this indice was taken off, the level was of 28.2. They started off in 2006 to publish this. They must be having data before. तो ऐसा कहते हैं कि 2000 में 28.2 था अपना hunger index. So that time it was serious. So they're saying that तब से अब तक में we've come to 18.2 on SDG2, which is very good. Now they are saying that 690 million people are in the hungry zone. 690 million people are in the hungry zone. Now these figures are for the world. It is entirely up to you how much of data you can store. Otherwise, we will come to India after this. So you keep it as a perspective only. तो 690 मिलियन लोग वर्ल्ड वाइड भूखे रहते हैं या malnutritioned है. 144, so 690 million people worldwide are suffering from one form of hunger or the other. Okay. Having said that, we are saying that 144 million children 144 million children are in the stunting category. Stunting category क्या है? Less height for their age. Then they are saying that in 2018, in 2018, 5.3 million children died before the age of 5. So this is your 5.3 million is your child mortality rate. Is your child mortality rate in 2018. Then they are saying that there are 47 million children. 47 million children who are suffering from wasting. मतलब underweight for their height or underweight for their age. Both will stand good. 47 million children are suffering from wasting. 144 are suffering from stunting. And 5.3 million children have been victims of child mortality. ये आपके वर्ल्ड के फिगर्स हो गए. अब इसमें से कौन कौन से ऐसी जगह हैं या देश हैं जो कि ज्यादा ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स पे सीरियस जोन में आते हैं. सो फर्स्ट इज अफ्रीका, नेचुरली अफ्रीका, साउथ ऑफ सहारा, साउथ ऑफ सहारा, एंड साउथ एशिया, and South Asia, जिसमें हम भी हैं. We are also a part of it. South Asia, we are also a part of it. And we are in fact the worst performers and just above Afghanistan, which is such an embarrassment. South of Sahara and South Asia are the biggest victims of hunger. अब इनमें से साउथ अफ्रीका में से कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज हैं which have the lowest indices so far as the GHI is concerned, which means they have alarming rates of hunger. तो वो कौन सी कैटेगरी थी? 35 to 49.9 वाली कैटेगरी में ये कंट्रीज हंगर में आती हैं. These are called CHAD, CHAD. ये आपके ऑप्शंस रहेंगे. CHAD आएगा, फिर टाइमोर, फिर आएगा लेस्टी and Madagascar. Nothing good about Madagascar either. So these are your countries which are the lowest in terms of dealing with hunger, and so they have an alarming rate of your GHI, which is your global hunger index. So in terms of GHI, they are the highest and have the maximum population under the hunger zone. So Chad, Timor Leste and Madagascar, ये आपकी African countries हैं जो इसकी victim है. Now we come to Now we are going to come to India, and before we come to India, according to these two NGOs, it has been said that there will be 37 countries who will not be able to fulfill. एक जगह उन्होंने डेटा कोट किया है 37 countries का, और एक जगह उन्होंने कोट किया है डेटा 45 का. So look for both the figures, but in all probability 37 has come repeatedly. So about 37 countries will not be able to fulfill the target of zero hunger, which is your SDG 2. In fact, the report has stated clearly they might not even come in the moderate category. So moderate matlab from 10 to 19.9 is your moderate category. तो शायद ये countries moderate category में भी ना आ पाए 2030 तक. But it is for sure that 37 countries will not be able to eradicate hunger by 2030. Now we want to look at India. Now if you look at India, we are going to say that 2018 में we were 2018, 19 and 20. Okay, these are the three that we are taking. So in 2018 we were 103 by 119. Okay, then in 2019 we are 102 by 117. Okay, in 2020 we are 94 by 107. ये फिगर्स आप देख लीजिए. So this is the reason why it might come in your paper, because as compared to previous years we've done well, but at the same time we are not so good, and we have launched a number of programs and schemes under the hunger programs, or the zero hunger programs as they are called. So maybe something might come from there. So we were at 103 in 2018, 102 2019 और 2020 में we are 94. Out of how many countries the figure has varied. So यहाँ 119 थे, यहाँ 117 है और यहाँ 107 है. I am looking at the report of the GHI, so I mean we cannot comment about it, and neither have they commented. So we are saying that India has progressed on the GHI index, but we are still in what is called the serious category of hunger in terms of the GHI. तो हम 0 से 10 के बीच में बिल्कुल नहीं है, 9.9 के बीच में. हम फिर 10 से लेके 19.9 पर भी नहीं है. We are in the third category, which comes from 20 to 30.9, whatever that category is, but that is a serious category. So we are not a part of low or moderate, we are a part of the serious category in terms of GHI. अब हमारे पॉइंट्स 2019 में थे 30.3 और वहां से हम आ गए हैं 27.2. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आप अपने लिए लिखिए इसको प्लीज एग्जाम के लिए. द क्वेश्चन माइट बी व्हाट इज द GHI इंडेक्स फॉर इंडिया. द प्लेस वी ऑलरेडी फाउंड कि ओवरऑल हम 94 पर हैं और हमारा जो GHI है वो 27.2 है और 2019 में ये 30.3 था. Is the class able to understand this? Okay, so we go further. Now when we talk about India, we need to see how many people are there under the various categories of wasting and stunting. Okay, so we will come to know what is called the. We will have a look at which countries are doing better than us in South Asia. So we have what is called Nepal. We have what is called Bangladesh. We have Pakistan. We have India, and then we have Afghanistan, and that is the ranking that we have. Okay, so we are at 94. Afghanistan is at 99. Nepal is at 73. Bangladesh is at 88, and Pakistan is at 75. Okay, so what are we saying? That Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh are all doing better than us. If it wasn't for Taliban, even Afghanistan would be doing better than us. But fortunately for us, Taliban has saved us, and so we are a little above Afghanistan. This is for the students to know that we have launched into the hunger program, zero hunger program, since 2017. And it has been chaired by none other than MS Swaminathan, and it speaks that we are not doing very well on any of these indices. तो 2020 की रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से हमारे यहाँ 17.3% बच्चे are wasted. Okay, then 34.7% are stunted. This is India's figure. 17.3 are wasted, 34.7 are stunted. Then the child mortality rate is 3.7%. Now you might say that 3.7%, so cheeky hai child mortality rate, it's low, but actually anything which is not here below the range of 5 means that this condition is serious for India. Now when we look at the progress that India has made, we need to be slightly happy, because they say that for the period 2000, this was 54%. What was 54%? Stunting. Child stunting was 54% in the year 2000. So कम से कम 2020 में we have come to 34.7%, which is actually graceful. अब आप child wasting को देखिए, तो it is said कि India has one of the highest child wasting statistics in the world. In fact, child wasting is a major concern, and according to UNICEF, it says that child wasting or underweight children get converted into child mortality rates. So somewhere there is a discrepancy. According to the UNICEF, 3.7% जो mortality rate, child mortality का इंडिया में दिखाया जा रहा है, उसको हमें कंसर्न के साथ देखना चाहिए, क्योंकि हमारी जो वेस्टिंग रेट है वो 17.3 है, which is a matter of major concern. और कह रहे हैं कि 2008 से लेके from 2008 to 2012, wasting was almost 16.5. Okay, then from 2014 to 2018, it became what is called 20.8%. Now in 2020, they are saying it is 17.3. But this was a cause of concern for UNICEF, saying that child wasting gets converted into child mortality rates. So please keep this in mind. Then only 9.6% of children up to 6 to 23 months, मतलब 2 साल में 1 महीने कम, 6 महीने से 2 साल तक, 2 साल में 1 महीना कम, kids are malnutrition. They do not have sufficient diet. This is or insufficient diet. This is another cause of concern. So I'll go through the figures again. We have said that in 2020, 17.3% are wasted, 34.7 are stunted, 3.7 is a child mortality rate. It is a cause of concern. Stunting में इंडिया ने बेहतर किया है, क्योंकि पहले 2000 में हम 54% हमारे बच्चे स्टंटेड रहते थे, आज की डेट में 34.7 स्टंटेड रहते हैं. पर वेस्टिंग के ऊपर यूनिसेफ की कंसर्न है, क्योंकि 2008 से 2014 तक, 2008 से 2012 तक हम 16.4 थे, but then again from 14 to 18, for the period 2014 to 18, we became 20.8. From 16.5 we became 20.8. This is a matter of concern. In 2020 we are 17.3. They are saying that wasting kids get converted into child mortality rate. और इंडिया का child mortality rate stands at 3.7%. But there are 9.6% children up to the age of 23 months, from 6 months to 23 months, who do not get an adequate diet. Now we look at the programs which have been launched for the zero hunger strategy, or the programs that we have made to fight hunger in the country. So in this program, it started on the Hunger Day, which is your October 16, which is called your World Hunger Day. ओके, सो इसमें कौन कौन की पार्टनरशिप से ये हंगर प्रोग्राम्स, जीरो हंगर प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट किए गए? द जीरो हंगर प्रोग्राम्स have been started by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. So it is called the ICAR. I repeat, the ICAR. It is called the Indian Council of Medical Research. Indian Council of Medical Research, ICAR. Okay? Oh, sorry. ICAR is Indian Council of Agriculture Research. ये भी इसका part है, so we'll just cut this off and write ICMR. So there is IC. Please note this again. The zero hunger programs have been started in collaboration with ICAR plus ICMR and BIRAC. अब इसका फुल फॉर्म मैं आपको बताती जाती हूँ. This is the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. This is the Indian Council for Medical Research. And this is called the Biotechnology Research Assistance Council. Biotechnology Research Assistance Council. This along with the MS Swaminathan Foundation. MS Swaminathan Foundation. Okay? So MS Swaminathan Foundation along with Indian Council Agriculture Research, Indian Council Medical Research and the Biotechnology Institute of Research Assistance Council has been taken together with MS Swaminathan Foundation for the Zero Hunger Program. I repeat, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Indian Council of Medical Research and MS Swaminathan Research Foundation along with Biotechnology Research Assistance Council. Biotechnology Research Assistance Council. This along with the state governments are involved in the zero hunger programs launched in India in 2017. इसमें इन्होंने 3 चीजें ली हैं. First what is called organizing the farming system. Organizing the farming system. For nutrition. Second is setting up genetic gardens. Setting up genetic gardens. And third is initiating zero hunger training. Zero hunger training. तो ये 4 लोग या 4 इंस्टीट्यूशंस मिल करके हमारे जीरो हंगर प्रोग्राम चलाएंगे. और इसमें क्या क्या आपका आ जाएगा? Organizing the farming system for nutrition, setting up genetic garden and initiating zero hunger training. We will cover each one of them one by one. और इस प्रोग्राम के लिए इन्होंने क्या क्या चूज किया है? They have taken 3 districts. they have taken 3 districts. One is Gorakhpur in UP, Gorakhpur in UP. Then they have taken Koraput in Odisha, Koraput in Odisha. Then they have taken Thane in Maharashtra. They have taken Thane in Maharashtra. Okay, so they have taken 3 districts to be a landmark in this. One is your Gorakhpur in UP, the other is Koraput in Odisha and Thane in Maharashtra. ये सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स एक रोल मॉडल की तरह एक्ट करेंगे और ऐसी हॉर्टिकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस या ऐसे फार्मिंग प्रैक्टिसेस लाएंगे कि सम न्यूट्रिशन fortified plants. I repeat, nutritive और nutrition fortified plants. Fortified मतलब nutrition से भरे हुए पौधे ये उगाएंगे. तो ऐसे फल horticulture भी अगर करेंगे तो horticulture is in relation to your fruits. So horticulture and farming will be such that the plants are fortified with nutrition. Then they are going to set up what is called genetic gardens. अब genetic gardens क्या होता है? Genetic gardens are those gardens where they are doing genetic engineering of plants. Please understand, this whole program is with reference to genetic engineering. No matter what words they want to say, पर वो ऐसे पौधे उगाना चाहते हैं जिनको उन्होंने artificially create किया है ताकि जो nutritional deficiency है, iron की, zinc की, calcium की, वो किसी भी तरह से वो बच्चों में पूरी कर पाए. There is nothing wrong with that so long as hunger and undernutrition is taken care of. So they are going to do genetic engineering, grow plants that are rich in nutrients like zinc and copper and iron to fortify the diets of children. They are going to train people in the hunger programs. That's okay. I mean, that's a normal thing. वो किस प्रकार से ये पौधे उगाएंगे उसकी भी ट्रेनिंग उन लोगों को दी जाएगी. Now, after having done this, this is what is called the Global Hunger Index. मैं आपको थोड़ा सा और कंफ्यूज करना चाहती हूँ because there is another parameter for SDG 2 which is called the Global Report on Food Crisis. Okay. So what is now called the Global Report on Food Crisis? I am just mentioning it to you. Suppose it comes. It might not come, but then because it's an international organization and they are also working in this area, there is no problem in just knowing a bit about it. So therefore, I'm mentioning it. आप अपने हिसाब से उसको नोट कीजिएगा. This is called the Global Report on Food Crisis. अब ये ग्लोबल रिपोर्ट ऑन फूड क्राइसिस कौन कौन बनाता है? द ग्लोबल रिपोर्ट ऑन फूड क्राइसिस इज मेड बाय द यूरोपियन यूनियन फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जिसको हम FAO कहते हैं, एंड वर्ल्ड फूड प्रोग्राम. और इन्होंने कब से इसको शुरू किया है? 2016 से शुरू किया है, when they met at a World Humanitarian Summit. Honestly, if you ask me, even I didn't know it before I read it. So I don't know how important it is, but it has been mentioned that the food crisis is huge post-COVID situation. And the reason for it, they cite, is the interesting part, and that is why I thought I'll mention it to you. So जो ये global report on food crisis है, is made by EU, which is your European Union, plus your FAO, which is your Food and Agriculture Organization, plus your World Food Program. Okay, World Food Program. So I thought it was important because सारे UN bodies इसमें involved हैं और इनके हिसाब से in 2020 134 million people, 134.7 million people are going hungry in 55 countries. According to them, 134.7 million people are going hungry in 55 countries. And the reason for it is conflict, extreme weather conditions. In fact, For Africa, they have cited that the locust which damaged the crops is one of the reasons for the high hunger index in these countries. So they say that conflict, so for example, Syria is very badly affected by conflict. Afghanistan is very badly affected by conflict. A lot of African countries are undergoing civil war. So all these combine to make the country hungry. So they say that conflict, according to them, the reasons for this is conflict, extreme weather conditions. देख लीजिए आप लोग, second place पे climate change आ रहा है, थोड़े दिन में ये first place पे आ जाएगा. Extreme weather condition, and then economic shocks because of COVID-19. Economic shocks and of course COVID-19. इसकी वजह से 55 ऐसे देश हैं जो हंगर की तरफ पुश कर दिए गए हैं, and according to them 134.7 million people go hungry every day. In this report, they have mentioned that the UN Women plus the UNDP report of 2021, यूनाइटेड नेशंस डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम की जो रिपोर्ट है और जो यूएन वुमेन की रिपोर्ट है, वो कहती है that now 435 million women are going to be earning only $1.90 per day. In the post-COVID situation, women are the worst affected, and about 435 million women and girls are going to be earning only $1.90 per day. So it is an alarming situation. Now, according to this global report, the countries which are worst affected, वो GHI की मैंने आपको चाड और मैडागास्कर और सब बता दिया, ओके? वो आप याद रखिए GHI का. इनके हिसाब से 3 कंट्रीज हैं, सीरिया, साउथ सुदान एंड सेंट्रल अफ्रीकन रिपब्लिक, which are the worst affected. Okay, Syria, South Sudan and Central African Republic are the worst affected. This brings us to a close of SDG 2, which is your no hunger. So we started with no poverty, no hunger, and then 3, 4, 5, which we are going to now revise one by one, because I have to still tell you a bit more about the SDGs and the MDGs. तो जो SDR रिपोर्ट है उसको हम लोग फिर से एक बार देख लें. तो ये SDR रिपोर्ट which was submitted on 14 June 2021, और ये कल का रिवीजन है, और इसके में अगर कुछ एडिशन होता है तो आप नोट कर लीजिएगा. I am going through it because I will be telling you a little bit more about it, and then we will close the class for today. So on June 14, 2021, for the first time, the SDG report shows a reversal in progress on SDG goals, which is not surprising because of the COVID situation. There has been a reversal in world SDG goals. That's point number 1. This report has been prepared by Jeffrey Sachs. ये मैंने आपको कल बता दिया था. Okay, I'll write it. Oops. SACHS, जेफरी सैक्स. ओके, और इनके हिसाब से जो डेकेड ऑफ एक्शन हुआ है राइट फ्रॉम 2015 टिल डेट, हमने 17 SDGs लिए थे 0 से 100 की स्केल पे. 100 मींस अचीवमेंट ऑफ फुल SDG स्कोर्स, और इसके हिसाब से फिनलैंड वाज फर्स्ट विद 85.9 पॉइंट्स. ओके, नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज वर द टॉप 3 कंट्रीज, जिसमें फिनलैंड, स्वीडन और डेनमार्क है. इंडिया इज एट द 120th प्लेस. 120 पर इंडिया है, 120 पर इंडिया है with 60.07 points. 60.07 पॉइंट्स पे इंडिया है, 120 प्लेस पे। फर्स्ट पे फिनलैंड है, फिर उसके बाद स्वीडन है, फिर उसके बाद डेनमार्क है। टॉप 20 कंट्रीज OECD की हैं, which are your economically developed countries other than one country which is called Croatia or Croatia. We call it Croatia. इसकी स्पेलिंग ऐसे है, Croatia, CROATIA, but it is called Croatia. So Croatia is the only country in the top 20 which is not an OECD country but is still there. So we start with Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Croatia, and all the OECD countries which are there in the top 20. After that, I want to tell you that the SDG has dashboards. What are these dashboards meant for? The dashboards assess the strength and weaknesses of each country vis-a-vis the SDG targets. तो SDG targets आपके 17 गोल है। 17 गोल की स्ट्रेंथ और वीकनेस हर कंट्री की क्या है, वो डैशबोर्ड पे वो उसको प्लॉट करते हैं. So if you look at an SDG report, it will have a lot of color. You don't have to go into great details of it, but suffice to say that they measure the strength and weakness vis-a-vis the SDG goals. फिर मैंने आपको कल ये बात बताई थी कि ईस्ट और साउथ एशिया ने सबसे ज्यादा ओवरऑल प्रोग्रेस करी है सारे ही एसडीजी गोल्स पर खास करके एसडीजी 1 which is no poverty and SDG 4 which is quality education. Then we come to the Eastern Europe and Central Asian countries which have done extremely well in SDG 1 which is no poverty, SDG 4 which is quality education, but SDG 16 which is your peace, justice and strong institutions remain problematic, which is not surprising because आपके पास Central Asia में आपका अफगानिस्तान आता है, पार्ट्स ऑफ पाकिस्तान आता है, चाइना का कुछ हिस्सा आता है, तो सेंट्रल एशिया ईरान इराक आता है, तो आपका सेंट्रल एशिया इज नॉट इन अ गुड हेल्थ सो फार एज SDG 16 which is your peace goal is not maintained well, and because of that the progress made in no poverty SDG1 and primary education SDG4 is set off. Then we come to the Latin American and Caribbean countries which is South America, Panama, Venezuela, Brazil. All these countries are doing very well on the parameter of SDG 7 which is affordable clean energy. But इनके पास बहुत सारे challenges हैं poverty को लेके, primary education को लेके, SDG 3 health systems को लेके. Then we come to the middle category of Middle East and North Africa. अब मिडिल ईस्ट और नॉर्थ अफ्रीका किसी भी डायमेंशन पर अच्छा नहीं कर रहे, वेदर इट इज SDG 2 which is just now we talked about no hunger, they are doing very badly on it, SDG 3 which is your good health and well-being, and SDG 16 which is your peace and strong institutions, so they are doing very badly on SDG 2, SDG 3 and SDG 16. This we are talking about Middle East and North African countries. अगर आप global average index score देखिए तो 2020 का global average index score घट गया है. It has come down as compared to the previous years. Reason being Corona. I told you yesterday, repeating again, IMF says we have to spend an additional 14% of the GDP to reach the SDG goals by 2030. It also emphasizes that digital technologies and broadband connectivity have become a necessity for the world at large to achieve SDG goals by 2030. अब ये क्या कह रहे हैं कि 120 million people have been pushed into extreme poverty, SDG 1. According to the SDG report 2021, 120 million people have been pushed into extreme poverty. Zero hunger बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है because there is reduced access to food. SDG 3, I told you 3 million deaths. We cannot speak of SDG 3. Then SDG 4, quality of education. SDG 5, gender equality. SDG 6, clean water sanitation. SDG 7, one of the children yesterday, one of the students has put in all the 17. I'm forgetting his name, but he's done a great job. So if you can just open that chat also, or if you can remember, you will learn by heart by this process all the SDG parameters. So all the SDG parameters from 4 to 9 have suffered as a result of coronavirus, which includes 4 quality education, 5 gender equality, 6 clean water sanitation, 7 affordable clean energy, and 9 industry innovation infrastructure. गेन्स हमने आपको कल बताए थे कि गेन्स 12 से 15 तक 12 आपका क्या आता है सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्शन एंड कंजम्पशन क्लाइमेट एक्शन विच इज SDG 30 and biodiversity protection have been offset और फिर आपके पास थी लाइफ अंडर वाटर लाइफ ऑन अर्थ दोनों ओशंस एंड टेरेस्ट्रियल दोनों थे आपका अप टू SDG 14 एंड 15 तो SDG 12, 13, 14, 15 में थोड़े बहुत गेन थे पर जैसे ही रिस्ट्रिक्शंस हटाए गए सब के सब हम वापस आ गए जहां से स्टार्ट किया था इंडिया बीइंग अ लो इनकम डेवलपिंग कंट्री हैज सफर्ड मोर एज कंपेयर्ड टू द डेवलप्ड नेशंस हमारे भारत के लिए SDG 13 which is your climate action is the only one which is on track. I repeat, SDG 13. SDG 13 is the only one which is on track for India. Climate action. इसके goals हम अचीव करेंगे ऐसा रिपोर्ट कह रही है हमने मॉडरेटली वेल किया है बाकी इन ऑन SDG 6 which is your clean water and sanitation. So जो आपके सारे स्वच्छ भारत अभियान है और जल शक्ति अभियान है वो सब इसमें आते हैं मेक अ गुड रीड ऑफ स्वच्छ भारत नॉट सो इम्पोर्टेंट स्वच्छ भारत आपको आएगा ही बट जल शक्ति अभियान यू मस्ट डू SDG 6 if I'm able to take water pollution before you go for your exams I think it will be good I'll try and do that for you so SDG 6 which is your good clean water and sanitation India has done well here also it's done moderately well here okay then it is said that the other parameters that is SDG 4 which is your quality education and decent workplace both SDGs have come down for India both of these have come down so this is SDG 4 and this is SDG 15 life on land SDG 4 SDG 15 भी कम हो गई है हमारे लिए which is life on land हमने moderately improve किया है only moderately we have improved on SDG 1 SDG 3 which is good health SDG 7 clean energy SDG 8 decent work SDG 9 industry innovation and 14 life below water from 2020 to 2021 we have dropped by 3 places this is important from 2020 we have dropped by 3 places तो पहले हम 117 थे आज हम 120 हैं first we were 117 and now we are 120 जब हम 117 थे तो हमारा स्कोर था 61.6 और अभी हमारा स्कोर है 60.1 ये दोनों आप याद कर लीजिएगा 2020 में हम 117 थे 2021 में हम 120 हो गए so 2020 117 2021 120 60.1 61.6 this is what you are supposed to know now yesterday when I was talking to you I had told you that there were 2 things which had come out of the Rio 20 summit of 2012 Rio 20 summit of 2012 में 2 चीजें 2 कॉन्सेप्ट्स इंपॉर्टेंट आए थे One was your green economy, and the second was an institutionalized parameter for sustainable development. अगर आप पीछे जाएंगे तो आपको रिकॉर्डिंग में पता जाएगा कि ये दोनों बातें मैंने आपसे कही थी कि when we met in Rio in 2012, these were the two things which had come out to be important. And I had said that I will be talking to you about the green economy today. So what is the green economy? Nothing great about it. It's a simple concept. An emphasis has been made that we should reduce our carbon emissions so as to reduce pollution and have a more efficient energy resource generation. I repeat, green economy states that we should now adopt technologies which bring down the carbon emissions, reduce pollution and reduce loss of biodiversity while increasing our energy efficiency. अब ये important इसलिए था because we also adopted, or certain institutions of the UNO, which are 5 in number, which are called the PAGE, और इसको आपको जानना जरूरी है. They are called the PAGE. ये 5 UNO के प्रोग्राम्स हैं जो ग्रीन इकोनॉमी को सपोर्ट करते हैं. तो ग्रीन इकोनॉमी इज नथिंग बट अ काइंड ऑफ statement which says that for sustainable development we should now develop technologies with public-private partnership which lead to low emissions of carbon, less of pollution and less of climate change and loss of biodiversity, while in the meantime increasing our energy efficiency. ये important इसलिए है क्योंकि 5 UN के programs इससे closely associate हो गए and these are together called the PAGE. अब PAGE का full form क्या है? Partnership for action on green economy. इसलिए आपको इसे जानना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. The PAGE, which is a partnership for action on green economy, और इसमें कौन-कौन सी bodies involved हैं? First is your ILO, which is your International Labour Organization. Then the UN Environment Programme, the UNEP. Then the UN Industrial Development Organization. Okay, so it will be the UNIDP. Okay, this is UNEP. This is your ILO. Then it also includes the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. ये सब पार्टनरशिप फॉर एक्शन ऑन ग्रीन इकोनॉमी ये कब बना है? 2013 में. और ये वॉचवर्ड किसका था? 2012 रियो समिट 20+20. इट इज कॉल्ड द रियो +20. तो ये 2013 में ये पार्टनरशिप फॉर एक्शन ऑन ग्रीन इकोनॉमी बना है और इसके पार्टनर्स है इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, यूनाइटेड नेशंस एनवायरनमेंट प्रोग्राम, यूनाइटेड नेशंस इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट organization or program, and United Nations Institute for Training and Research, UNDP भी याद कीजिएगा. तो ये इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और ये यूनाइटेड नेशंस डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम है, यूनाइटेड नेशंस एनवायरनमेंट प्रोग्राम है, इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. So and then your UN Institute for Training and Research. This was the only reason which I thought it was important. So they emphasize that we should reduce our resource consumption and waste generation and emissions. बस इसकी इतनी सी महत्व है कि आप अपने कंजम्पशन को रिड्यूस करिए और आपका जो रिसोर्स जनरेशन है उसको कंट्रोल में रखिए, एमिशंस कम करिए और ताकि यू कैन हैव अ फुलर लाइफ साइकिल. सो it also emphasizes what is called reduce, reuse, recycle. जो ये कॉन्सेप्ट आया था रिड्यूस, रीयूज, recycle is from this concept of the green economy which came in 2013, and this is what is called the PAGE, the Partnership for Action on Green Economy 2013. I thought that you should know this. अब इसके बाद I just want to mention that there is an element of difference between the SDGs and your Millennium Development Goal. It might come as a part of your prelim question, maybe not. आप जब टॉपिक कर रहे हैं तो उसको पूरा खत्म कर दीजिए. तो दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंसेस बताए जाते हैं कि यहाँ पे the SDGs. So अब आप एक लाइन ड्रॉ कर लीजिए and you can write your SDGs here and you can write your Millennium Development Goals here. तो MDGs and SDGs ये UN के बेसमेंट पे बना in 2000 without much of deliberation. Here 70 open working groups were involved. So this was done with deliberation. SDGs are, this is why I just wanted you to know it. It has 17 goals and 169 targets. 17 goals and 169 targets. यहाँ पे आपके 8 goals हैं, 21 target है and 63 indicators. 17 goals, 169 targets. Targets are used on the dashboard to measure the strength and weakness of each country vis-a-vis the SDG goals. I mentioned that earlier. इनके पास 8 goal हैं. We had said those 8 goals in which 3 were dealing with child mortality, maternal mortality, women empowerment, education, no poverty. And then there was, it has 8 goals, 21 targets and 63 indicators. Okay? Now, the focus here, I told you this was, they said that pillars of human development all will work together to realize the goal. Here it was the developed will give the developing. The developed will give the developing. दूसरा यहाँ पे इन्होंने CSO मतलब civil the civil society organizations. Civil society organizations were an important part or an important part of the team which was going to lead for the SDG. In their case, they had no mention of people at large. तो इनके पास कोई team development नहीं था. उसके बाद जो other important part है is that means of implementation. Means of implementation. जिसको हम कहते हैं MOI. जो means of implementation था वो SDG में clearly stated है. But in the case of Millennium Development Goals, it was not clearly stated. So if you look, SDGs have been made with a lot of deliberation involving the